Week number 4 in the NFL. We are at the quarter pole, roughly, of the season. Happens fast. I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's been a decent year of football so far. I have been picking NFL better than I have college, 30 and 18. So welcome to the video, guys. My name is Gore. Give this video a like. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about these picks and the weekend ahead of football. And as always, subscribe to the channel for more weekly content just like this. I've got more coming for you. So with that being said, let's get into the picks. We're going to start, like I say, 30 and 18 overall is not too bad. Puts me somehow in the 90th percentile in the pick'em game. I don't know if people are just blowing off the picks and missing some weeks or whatever, but pretty good. 30 and 18, I'll take that. Like I say, doing better in pro than we are in college, but here we go. Here's another week chock full of games, and we start off with a tough one on Thursday night, honestly. The Packers are getting healthy now. Sounds like they're going to get Aaron Jones back. Sounds like Christian Watson is going to be in the mix. So this makes this game a lot more interesting. I think maybe there's a bit of a revenge factor with the Packers, given how the Lions, in essence, took care of them at the end of the season and knocked them out of playoff contention. Good game for a Thursday night. It's one of those good ones that we get standalone on a Thursday. So I've been waffling on this pick. Something tells me, I don't know, I have this feeling about the Packers that they've just, from the beginning of the year, they've been a bit underrated, under the radar. And I'm going to pick him here to beat the Lions. Maybe a little revenge is in play. Do I like how they looked for 3/4 of the game against the Saints? No. But they were beat up, and they pulled out the comeback. I think it's going to be a tight, competitive game. I've talked up the Lions in these picks videos, but I just have a feeling about the Packers. I just think they're a bit underrated. All right, the whole question was about Jordan Love. He's developing a bit. It's not spectacular, but it's good enough with the pieces around him. So I like Green Bay on Thursday night to go to 3-1 and drop the Lions to 2-2. But like I say, competitive game. I think it's going to be a good one on Thursday night. Then we'll turn our attention to Sunday. The Jaguars. I mean, if you watched them last week, they really laid an egg big time. The funky punt return, I think it was a kickoff return by the tight end Beck, I think really deflated them a little bit in that game. But either way, I said this on stream, if you're the Jaguars and you're looking to take a step from being the surprise team like last year and take another step into contender status, you can't really look like that. You can't throw that dud up there. That kind of came out of nowhere, and kind of has me thinking, like, what kind of year is this going to be for the Jaguars? Tough assignment here. The Falcons come in, and I've said this before about them. They're good at what they do, but they're limited to only what they do, right? Like, they're not a dynamic passing team. They have weapons, but they're just not a whole there's not a whole lot there in the passing game. But they play good defense and they run the ball really well. I'm going to pick the Falcons here. I just, if you can get them out of their run first mold, then you have the advantage. But I don't know if the Jaguars, I don't know. Last week kind of shook me up with the Jags. I don't know what to think of them. And I know the NFL things can change week to week, but I'll take the Falcons on the road. I'll take Atlanta. I'll take the running game. I'll take the combination of Algier and Bijan Robinson. And I keep pounding the desk for it. Give Bijan Robinson the ball even more. Just find ways to get him the ball, and you're going to have success. So I like the Falcons on the road here. I don't know, a couple of upsets maybe to start the week. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but hey, it's the way I'm leaning right now. And now we get to one of the big ones of the week. I've been looking forward to this game. This is Wednesday when I'm recording it. I've been looking forward to it all week, and I will be looking forward to it all the way up until Sunday. This is going to be a great one. Miami brings in that offense that is, nearly unstoppable. No, it's not going to be 70 points every week, right? That's more to do with Denver than it was Miami, but still, The offense is deadly. It's lethal. They've got weapons all over the place. Devon A-Chain introduces himself last week, and the Bills are rounding into form. They get the kind of the shock loss against the Jets, but they've rattled off 2 straight very impressive performances. The offense is putting up points. Josh Allen taking care of the ball a little bit more. That needs to be a focus for him. And the defense rounding into shape. Man, what a game this is going to be. If I had a lean on it, I think I'm going to pick the Bills. I think I like the way they're kind of coming together. I'll ignore the loss and kind of just chalk it up to one of those fluky turnover type of deals that equalize the game without Aaron Rodgers. I'll take the Bills at home to kind of knock the Dolphins off a little bit and get to 3-1 and put themselves right there with Miami at 3-1. But man, I could see this game going either way. It's going to be a fun one to watch. Which leads us to the next game here, and as you see in my my thumbnail, this game is the Lull Bowl. Look, it's one of those like tragedies where it's so bad you have to watch. It's like, the car crash. You can't help but look. Denver and Chicago. It's so bad I'm interested in it. Both of these teams are a complete mess. They're a shit show. Chicago can't figure it out on offense. They can't stop anybody on defense. Denver can't figure it out on defense really either. They don't have enough offense. They just brought the coach in to fix the offense and to get things turned around, and now they go from losing to getting embarrassed while losing. So what a train wreck of a game this is going to be. And unfortunately, I have to pick it right now. I think the only thing that I could say is that if I'm going to lean any direction, I'm going to go with the team that got embarrassed, because there'll be a bit of professional pride involved. Now, I know the Bears got embarrassed too, but at least it was the Chiefs, right? I know Miami's the same thing, but I mean, I guess if we have to compare, like I'm just doing this in my head right now, if I have to compare it, the Bears only gave up 40, and the Bears and the Broncos gave up 70. So, 70 you don't see very often in the league. So maybe the professional pride, I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass with this game. It's going to be a car wreck. It's going to be a bad game, but I think the Broncos will win it. There you go. There's my pick. The Lull Bowl champions will be the Denver Broncos this Sunday. That's my prediction. Moving on to the real football games, the real professionals. Ravens go to Cleveland. I think this is going to be a pretty good game. The Ravens got knocked off. It's not exactly been a smooth operation yet for the Ravens. I know the offense has had its moments where it's looked pretty good. But they haven't put it all together into one nice, neat little 60-minute football game yet. And the Browns, I mean, if Deshaun Watson could figure himself out on the football field and off, but on the football field, if he could figure it out and get into a rhythm and get some things going, man, that defense is going to keep them in every single game. So I think if I'm going to go, like I say, the division game, important game, 2-1 teams, I will lean the home team. I'll lean with the Cleveland Browns here. I think bringing Kareem Hunt back into the fold kind of takes some of the sting off of the Chubb injury. Obviously, it's devastating and it's a big hit. But when you can get a guy like Kareem Hunt, who's already familiar with things, and get him acclimated and up to speed, I think that's a solid situation as a backup option. And Jerome Ford's played okay. Jerome Ford's taken advantage of the opportunity and showed that he can produce a little bit. So give me Cleveland at home, and maybe continue that trend of the Ravens not exactly having a full 60-minute game together yet. Speaking of not having it together, the next game, Cincinnati at Tennessee. I don't know what to make of this Titans offense. Like, Derrick Henry just can't get going. DeAndre Hopkins has not provided any boost to the passing game, really. There's a lot of pressure on Ryan Tannehill here. He's the leader of this offense, and they're going nowhere. They just can't put up any points consistently. It just doesn't look pretty. Questions about Derrick Henry, and does he have anything left? I mean, I think he does. I don't know how much, but I think he does have stuff left in the tank. but you've got to be able to move the ball. Tennessee hasn't really been able to do that yet. My thing with the Bengals is, I watched them Monday night, obviously, against the Rams, and it took them a long time again to get going. It was a low-scoring, sluggish game. If Burrow is hurt with the calf, like if it's really affecting them to that level, then I do think it's better for the team to sit him for a week, to give him some extra time to get healthy, and make the charge into the middle portion of the season and down the stretch with a healthy Joe Burrow, rather than trot him out every week to try and run around and potentially re-aggravate the calf and not have it fully healthy for the season. When do you do that? If I'm the Bengals, like if I would just do it now, like if it's bothering him and it's going to be a nagging issue, sit him a week, get him healthy, rest him up. It's just a 1 week thing. Obviously, they're not. It doesn't sound like they're going to do that. So we'll see what happens. But I guess in general, I'm going to trust the Bengals a little bit more because I just haven't seen it from Tennessee yet. And if the calf does get healthier without him needing to sit, then the offense will hit its stride. So give me the Bengals. That's kind of my take on the whole Cincinnati situation, and I'll give them the win here to get to 2-2. Next game up, interesting one, honestly. Didn't expect this from the Colts, right? They hung in there. It was a bit of a damp game. Everything was a long 50-plus yard field goal in that one. Some turnovers. They took advantage of some Raven fumbles. That played a factor in that game. But regardless, and Gardner Minshew started. But hey, 2-1 is 2-1. They're getting the job done. It sounds like Anthony Richardson's going to be back. So we'll see how the offense changes because Gardner Minshew is the more established thrower, obviously. Anthony Richardson's just developing at this point. But so we'll see how the offense looks with Anthony Richardson back. The Rams, Matthew Stafford got killed Monday night, right? He has really been able to keep the offense afloat, and Sean McVay gets credit for this as well. The receivers are young and inexperienced, and Stafford and McVay have essentially brought them along. They're playing well, and a bunch of no names on defense are getting the job done, right? So it's 1-2, but playing better than that. So I'll take the Rams here on the road. Another road game here that I'm another team on the road that I'm taking. So I guess I gotta consider that the rest of the way here, but I just like the way the Rams are playing, even though I don't, it's not a name brand type thing. It's not Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham and all the star power and Jalen Ramsey and Bobby Wagner, but they're getting the job done. They hung in there. The offensive line's got to play a lot better, but if it can, there are opportunities there with the way they're kind of playing. So give me the Rams on the road to take care of the Colts. Next game that I'm actually really looking forward to. I look forward to these matchups every year. These two games, Buccaneers at Saints, divisional rivalry, and I just kind of call it the annual Mike Evans, Marshawn Lattimore MMA, street fight. Versions 1 this weekend, version 2 coming up down the line. It's, these two always, there's a fight brewing. It's just a matter of when it happens between those two. So it makes for a good TV. Check out this game for sure. Derek Carr's injury. Not sure what his status is. They say week to week, so I don't know. I'll tell you that. I'll put it this way. I'm going to pick the Buccaneers here, but that is basically on the premise that Derek Carr is not going to play and Jameis Winston is going to play, right? If it winds up being Derek Carr, I will probably take a look at this game again later on in the week. But if Jameis Winston is playing for the Saints, you can sign me up for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Forget the Eagle performance again on Monday night. That's, again, different level, the way the Eagles are playing. I still think I like the Buccaneers in this game again, dependent on the quarterback situation in New Orleans. Now, to be fair, Alvin Kamara does come back, so that could, factor in as well. But I think for now, that's how I'm going to leave it. Buccaneers, unless Derek Carr plays. Moving on, Washington is at Philadelphia. Washington's clipped Philadelphia before. It's obviously division games are the hardest to win, but I don't know. I just don't see it with the way the Eagles are playing. Like, they stole Jalen Carter in the draft, right? Like they're just firing on all cylinders. It's a really hard team to stop right now, the way they're playing. And Washington, Sam Howell in the offense, obviously not looking good. Got blanked, turned the ball over, threw a bunch of interceptions. That's kind of how it's going to be for Sam Howell. Maybe this year he'll make some plays. He'll turn the ball over as he's learning and developing. The offense, we know who Eric Bieniemy is, so it's on the shoulders of Sam Howell to getting the ball out to his receivers and relying on Brian Robinson in the running game. Just don't see it in this one though. Give me the Eagles to go to 4-0 and just keep the train rolling. Next game, here's a huge game. I mean, 0-2, 0-3 teams, right? The Panthers, I'm not so sure. I don't necessarily think, despite Bryce Young being the rookie, I did not expect the Panthers to be 0-3. I really didn't. I thought they'd be a little bit better than this, so it is a bit disappointing. Especially traditionally, they play solid enough defense. I don't know. I liked the pieces around the rookie quarterback and Frank Reich and the whole 9 yards, and they've just fallen flat. Defense has given up points. Andy Dalton looked okay throwing the ball, but he's not the long-term answer. It's Bryce Young and the development, but I just really disappointed in them. And I could not possibly be any more disappointed in the Minnesota Vikings. Unbelievable. Just stop turning the ball over. Just enough with the turnovers. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd. And they continuously shoot themselves in the foot. And now they're having communication issues at home. And, I can't hear the play call. So instead of clocking it, I'm just going to call my own play. It's a fucking mess. Where do you even go in this game? I don't know. I think Minnesota's probably gotten too much talent to lose again. But I don't know. Like I say, if they turn the ball over, Carolina's going to win, right? And I just got to think there's a week coming where the Vikings don't turn the ball over and they get it figured out, and maybe this is the week. I hope so. So there's that. Keep going here. Pittsburgh at Houston. Houston, gets their first win. They surprised the Jaguars, and honestly, C.J. Stroud and Tank Dell, that combination is looking good. It will continue to develop as the year goes on. And DeMeco Ryans is going to get these guys playing better on defense. They've got some injuries as well, especially in the secondary. That's probably going to hurt them. Pittsburgh, 2-1. I don't like I say this with you. I've said it like every week with the offense. Like, what are they? I don't really know. I think, and I don't know if this is a hot take, but I feel like Jaylen Warren is a better fit for them at running back right now than Najee Harris. I don't know. Every time I watch them and Jaylen Warren's in the game, things are happening. Obviously, Kenny Pickett's got the weaponry, so I'll take the Steelers. Steelers fans travel so well, so there's going to be a ton of Steeler fans down there, just like there was in Vegas. Give me Pittsburgh over Houston, the young developing team. Next game up, division Raiders Chargers. Jimmy G's in the concussion protocol. I thought he was dead from the waist down in that game. He took a nasty fall, a nasty hit there. So I thought the lower body would be the issue. Apparently, he's also in the concussion protocol. As I say, as of Wednesday, not real sure what his status is. Devontae Adams had the huge game. But the thing is, the Raiders will go, like if Jimmy G plays, the Raiders will go as he goes. He will make some throws that make you go, oh man, that's a great throw. There's this Jimmy G rolling. And then he literally throws one away right to the defense. I'm used to this with Jimmy G as a 49er fan. Have fun with them, Raiders. Have fun. It's your problem now. Chargers find a way to win. Can I trust them? Not fully, but I will pick them here to get the win at home. Like I said, if Jimmy G does not play, I think the Raiders are going with Brian Hoyer maybe. I don't know who their backup is. So I especially if Jimmy G doesn't play, I like the Chargers here. But as always, beware the Chargers. Getting into some of the late games now. Who will win the New England Patriots at Dallas Cowboy matchup? I'm gonna pick the Cowboys. I don't like anything. I said this on stream. I don't like anything about the Patriot offense. Nothing about Mac Jones as he's nut tapping guys allegedly. I just don't like anything about the offense. It's unimpressive to me. I don't think Trayvon Diggs or not. This offense is not going to be able to move the ball that well. against the Cowboy defense. And I think the Cowboy offense will be able to, they've had some issues with kicking, they kicked some field goals last week. Mike McCarthy loves kicking him some field goals, man. He loves doing it. So they've got some issues to figure out offensively. Small holes are starting to show up with the Cowboys a little bit. The injury stresses the defense a bit. The offense not as effective down in the red zone. So it's some things to fix a little bit for Dallas, but I think they'll be able to take care of the Patriots. And like I've said before, anytime I get a chance to pick against the Patriots, I generally will. So give me Dallas. 49ers home against the Cardinals. I'm going to pick the 49ers, obviously, but I am well aware of the consistency with the Cardinals, where they've had the lead in the first halves. They've played well in these games. They've played up to the level of their competition, so I fully expect that I'm going to be frustrated watching this game. I do think the 49ers will pull it out, but I think it will be closer than anybody thinks. I don't know what the line is. It doesn't really matter. I think this will be a frustratingly close competitive game because that's what the Cardinals have played all year. They showed it against the Cowboys. They'll probably show it again this week, but I think in the end, 49ers will win out. They did handle the Cardinals well last year, but this is a new regime. So I think frustrating, close, but I think the 49ers will win. And then finally, New York is in prime time this weekend. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I do know it's not a great thing. Give me the Chiefs. I said this. I have a separate video of Zach Wilson on the channel here. I did it separate, just kind of recapping a bit the Patriot-Jets game. Zach Wilson can't play. I'm sorry, he can't play the position, and he's surrounded by a bunch of guys who can play their positions. And the longer you get up in front of a podium as the head coach and you say, well, we're rolling with Zach Wilson, well, you run the risk of legitimately losing the locker room because this team's ready to contend. They're ready to win. They're able to, and the quarterback is holding them back from doing it. Trevor Siemian, I don't know. He might be playing soon, but I don't think whoever's playing quarterback this week, it doesn't matter. The Chiefs are going to go in there and handle their business. Same thing on Monday night. Give me Seattle against the Giants. Saquon Barkley may or may not play. I don't know. I think if he said it's high ankle, I can't imagine he's going to play this close to that injury. But the Giant offense, just nothing. I'm sorry. I don't believe in Daniel Jones. It's not all his fault, but I don't believe in Daniel Jones. The offensive line is not playing well. And the defense is predictable now. Like Wink Martindale, you know what he's going to do. He's going to blitz you every play, and you can adjust to it easily. And make some throws, and Seattle can obviously stress you down the field with the receivers against your secondary. So give me Seattle Monday night, and those are the picks for week number 4. So I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you guys think about how I feel about some of these games, or how you feel about some of these games, and let me know who you got. I would love to hear from you, and drop this video a like if you enjoyed it. Give me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Give me a subscribe for more weekly content. Be doing this every single week. And I'll see you guys in the next video.